Welcome back to the Birdcage. The Creighton Bluejays men's basketball team takes on their second contest of the year, FDU, in Omaha later today. I'm Jack Henna, joined alongside Alex King. Alex, are you excited for this Creighton game today?
I couldn't be more pumped to take on the FDU Knights, the Purdue Taker Downers a couple of years ago. I'm honored to be able to play them in a non-con game in November.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting game. Obviously, this team is. Um, See, I don't want to go into shaming the opponents right away because I kind of did that last game and it was close. But Creighton should win this game by 30. Will they? I don't know. Um, we didn't see a whole lot of production from anyone else outside of Ryan Kalkbrenner on Wednesday. So, who do you think, first of all, who do you think needs to step up?
Well, as far as the last game goes, Stephen Ashworth dropped a very quiet, I think 23, but he did have like what, 14 free throws?
It was 17. He went 17 for 17 from the line.
Insanity. 17 free throws.
Three of 10. 3 of 10 from the field, other than that. 2 of 7
Yeah.
from three.
I have no idea how he managed to get to the line 17 times, but other than that, nobody really looked very good. Jason Green looked pretty bad. Mason Miller didn't look great. We need production from the four. And Isaac Trout, honestly, he looked great. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. We need a lot of people to step up. I wish we could see a full healthy Creighton team so far, but with the eligibility concerns from Fedor and then Pop Isaac's not playing because of a hip injury, we just haven't really gotten a good look at what this Creighton team can be in its fullness. Um, I feel like the Purdue game kind of hyped everybody up, thinking this team can has like Final Four contention, and then watching that game, um, a lot of people were thinking that nobody on the floor except for Ryan Kalkbrenner deserved to be on the floor. Um, it's going to be a good test. I think all these early games are going to be good for us just to work out some kinks, especially from Jason Green, Mason Miller standpoint. We need production out of that 3-4 position right now. We're just not really getting it. Um, you touched on it. Isaac Trout had a really good game. He had 11 points, I think, 3 of 6 or 3 of 7 from deep. So he showcased that he can stretch the floor. I don't think we're going to see another game where Mason Miller goes over 3 from deep,
True.
but I really wish we saw any growth from him on being able to put the ball on the floor. Seems
Mhm.
like he just wants to shoot it whenever he touches it.
Also, I think it's hard to evaluate just based on the game against God, why am I forgetting? Who did we play?
UTRGV.
Yes, UTRGV. It's hard to evaluate. Papa Isaacs wasn't playing, so we only had one ball handler on the floor, which resulted in Jason Green and Mason Miller playing a position they haven't really played. So it's hard to evaluate, but then again, it is UTRGV. So if you have five letters in your name, like you're probably not going to be a very good team. So it's hard to play against them and to call us a good team there. But just defensively, we've really got to step it up and got to have some guys step up.
Yeah, our defensive effort on a Wednesday was poor. They got so many open shots. And
Yeah,
granted, they're not good.
looking like the prime warriors out there.
Yeah, they're not a very good team, but they like to shoot the basketball. So the fact that they were continuing to get wide open three-pointers concerns me. Because what happens when we go face Villanova with Eric Dixon? Are you just gonna let them drain threes on our face all game like we have the past 2 years?
Kind of what Eric Dixon does against us every time, though.
I know, but it's a little concerning because we knew going into that game that team was going to shoot threes, and then they shot threes, and everyone was surprised.
Yeah,
Why are
yeah,
we surprised?
yeah. We had one bright spot, and that was Kalkbrenner dropping 49, which is ridiculous.
Uh, and Isaac Trout dropping 11. Literally, other than that, I was not impressed with any of the performances on that Creighton team. I
No,
think
yeah,
Ashworth. I think Ashworth will finally get going this year. He's not going to have as slow of a start as he had last year, but
yeah,
that first game did not look super optimistic. I'm hoping that's just because he had the ball in his hands so much, though. I'm
yeah.
hoping once we get a secondary ball handler, he's going to get better shots and make shots at a higher clip.
At least it looks like he might lead the country in free throw percentage because he's 17 for 17. So he's on a good start.
It's a great start to the season.
It's a great start.
Looking towards FDU now, the Knights had a game against Purchase. That's not a real team. You can't
Yeah,
convince me that's a real team.
they don't even have a logo on ESPN, so that makes me think that they don't actually exist.
I I pulled it up on their schedule page, and it looks like it's a orange and blue panther. The
Mm.
Purchase Panthers, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a nice ring to it.
Yeah, they have a player, Terrence Brown, who had put up 24 in that game, shot 4 of 6 from three. And then their second leading scorer was Joel Emmanuel, who went 3 for 3 from three.
Uh,
Alex, if we can't guard the damn three ball this game, it's gonna be scary.
well,
Again,
so I'm looking. They went 19 for 33 from three, 57%. So I'm imagining they're probably going to drop 90 points on threes this game, but they did play against Purchase, and their other game was against Miami, and they lost 113 to 72. So
but they're put up 72 points on Miami. Like I don't think Miami's a very good team this year, but they still put up 72 on. Like this is
yes,
a team that can score. We're
we can't guard the three at the moment. So
Well,
that is
we need to
right.
learn how to guard the three. They
There's
took
got other ways.
33 of their 64 field goal attempts. Over half of them were from three
Yeah,
against Purchase. We need to guard the three. And if we
yeah,
can't guard the three, this is going to be another game where it's going to just be like, whoa, throw it into Kalkbrenner and let's win this game by five. Like, no, like Dylan Jones against Miami went 5 for 10 from three. Granted, they only shot 23 and only made seven of them. So that's more real, I guess. That's like real life numbers instead
yeah,
of 57% that they shot against Purchase. But like we have to guard the three.
yeah. I think number one key to this game will be to guard the three, and we got to see what this team's made of defensively if we're ever going to make some strides.
It was a little scary when we lost by one in the closed door scrimmage, like 87-86, to an Iowa State team that I think is going to be really good, but I think is going to take a step back from last year just because they won so many close games. And then
Mhm.
we go into an exhibition game where we give up 89 to Purdue or something like that,
It
87
was
to
like
Purdue.
97 to 89 or something like that.
And so then we're giving up 87 to Purdue, and you hear the guys talking in the post game press conference, and they're like, offensively, we'll be able to score, but we need to guard somebody. And
Mhm.
then we just didn't see them guard anybody on Wednesday and almost lose to University of Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Honestly, the last
man,
couple of years, last year we made defensive strides, but we were still struggling. The year before that, when we had Kaluma, we were pretty good defensively. But this year, I just don't know as far as talent
on
wise.
paper, we should be, don't you
Yeah, I
think?
mean, we got guys with Jemine
Length,
Neal. I don't know.
athleticism.
We should be able to be long and lanky and get on the floor, but it doesn't look right.
Also, what one thing I thought would change this year would be Creighton's ability to force turnovers. Creighton
Mhm.
doesn't force a lot of turnovers. They kind of full funnel everybody towards the middle, let them take tough shots over Ryan Kalkbrenner. And if they make them, they make them. They won't make them all the time. That's kind of
Yeah,
like Creighton's defensive identity. Whereas most teams will try to get up in your grill and force some turnovers. And I don't know why I was under the impression that we would maybe change that this year. Obviously, still funnel towards Kalkbrenner, but also like try to guard somebody because just how the athleticism that we brought in the portal. But that's just not what we saw game one. And I don't
yeah,
know if that's what we're gonna see, but I really hope we start guarding the ball.
yeah. I think Creighton is always we always try to get up and down the floor, which means we'd have to be in pretty good shape. And especially this year, I think we have a little more depth, which makes me think that we'd be able to force some turnovers and force the other team to speed up a little bit. So I hope that's what we start seeing from this team.
Well, I think we can do it too. Like Jemiah Neal looked pretty bad defensively. Jason Green looked pretty bad defensively. Um, I think guys like that can really be impact defenders, and we just kind of didn't see that game one. So I'm hoping we see that game two. Can we talk about Shane Thomas getting minutes in the first half and
Yeah,
getting
he
dunk?
he had Creighton's first dunk of the year.
I know that was not on my bingo card.
He did have 5 minutes, 1 for 1 from field goal, which was a 1 foot
Wide
dunk.
open dunk.
Yeah, I mean, he got up though.
Yeah, he did. Impressive dunk, I will say. I don't think I expected Shane Thomas to play at all. So having Shane Thomas come in a very close game against UTRGV was pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah, and Ty Davis playing half the game as well, and he looked pretty good. He could handle the ball.
Yeah, he'll be a great player for Creighton. McDermott touched on it. Kind of the reason why he was playing was because we didn't have Pop Isaacs, and so we needed a secondary ball handler. He looks really good. To think that that would have been Dotzer's role this year, and then Dotz or Ty Davis probably would have redshirted is a little interesting. Because obviously it's a hypothetical, but Dotzer's playing the exact same role right now at St. Louis. So maybe he wishes he was still in a Creighton jersey.
Yeah, I don't know why he would go to St. Louis if he could stay at home and in his hometown and still maybe get some minutes, but
Yeah,
teach
whatever.
their own.
Yeah, whatever. I guess other than that, what do you think of the Creighton performance on Wednesday, and what do you really hope to see tonight?
I think all around it was pretty disappointing. Obviously, Ryan Kalkbrenner looks like an All-American. And let me touch on this. The day after Ryan Kalkbrenner's 50-point performance, ESPN dropped a top 10 odds for the National Player of the Year, and Ryan Kalkbrenner was not on it. And I was very angry because there were three KU players on it, and there was not a Ryan Kalkbrenner who just dropped 50 and 11.
So let's say this: Ryan Kalkbrenner. John Rothstein actually posted this literally a few hours ago. I think 5 hours ago, because he gets up really early and just talks ball right in the morning. I couldn't imagine waking up at 4:30 in the morning and being like Creighton basketball.
Yeah, but John Rothstein lives and breathes basketball.
He lives and breathes basketball, and he posted this morning. I'm gonna pull it up, because it was really funny. He said, "What can Ryan Kalkbrenner do for the end or encore after his 49 point, 11 rebound, 3 block effort against UTRGV? If he averaged 40% of what he scored the other night and the same amount of rebounds and blocks, he'd be a leading candidate for National Player of the Year. Ryan Kalkbrenner will win the National Player of the Year. Just because I genuinely don't think he's gonna stop. He's not gonna put up 49 every night. But there's
Yes,
no reason why Ryan Kalkbrenner can't get 20, 11, and 3 every single night.
I was thinking about that as well. I mean, with a 49-point performance in the first game, he could average like 18 to 20 the rest of the year, and he would still probably have like 24 or 25 a game just because of this outlier.
And it's like there's gonna be games where Ryan Kalkbrenner goes for 30. Like there's gonna like for DePaul, sorry. What the hell are you gonna do? How are you gonna guard
Yeah,
Ryan Kalkbrenner? How's Nebraska gonna guard Ryan Kalkbrenner?
that is a great question.
I don't know. But I think Ryan Kalkbrenner can win National Player of the Year. I think Pop Isaacs is going to be really damn good, and I just really hope he plays today. Um, if not today against Houston Christian, because we have a few more bye games before the gauntlet really starts. So it's
Yeah, I
gonna be
think
very,
we don't
very
want to
interesting.
rush it back, but we really need to get him into a so-called bye game to
Yeah.
really get his stride going.
I would love to get him in a few bye games just so we kind of know what he is capable of, what he's working with, what he needs to work on.
Yeah.
Overall, I think if our defense improves, like I'm hoping it will, I think this Creighton team still has Final Four aspirations. I'm still very interested to see what is the not circumstances, but what's going to happen to Fedor. I think he could also be just such a key or integral part of this team. So if he can get eligible as fast as possible, then I think this Creighton team can actually go the distance maybe this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens with that and with Pop as well.
We have a lot of new faces that are going to be looking good.
But as
All
far
right.
as our future opponents, how about the Big East?
The Big East is bad.
Big East is terrible.
Um, I genuinely think Creighton could lose 3 games in the Big East this year, maybe. Like
Yeah.
I don't think we'll beat UConn at UConn. That's fine. We'll kick their ass in Omaha like we always do. We could lose to Marquette in Marquette just because that's a Creighton game to lose.
Mhm.
And then I'm thinking either between Providence or Butler or Xavier, we'll probably drop one of those games just because we always typically do.
Yeah, I'd imagine
I
we
think
lose a couple of
Providence is bad though. I think Seton Hall is bad. Um, Villanova is terrible.
well here
We'll lose to Villanova one of the 2 games actually. So that's maybe 4 losses.
I pulled up some scores here from the B. So yesterday, Fordham beat Seton Hall 57 to 56. Absolutely disgusting.
Phillipsburg. That's
The day
terrible.
the day before, Austin P beat Butler 68 to 66.
Yeah, I thought Butler was supposed to be better this year. Whatever.
Yeah, they had high hopes. The day before that, Columbia beat Villanova 90-80.
And
It's
then
just
I think the day before that, every Big East team won, but they're like all
there
close.
was like and, and DePaul needed a buzzer beater to take Southern Indiana to overtime. It's just it looks pretty disgusting at the moment.
That's an electric way to kick off the season. Overall, I don't care what anybody says. The Big East is still my favorite conference of basketball to watch,
Storied programs.
just because I just think it's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I would rather tune in to the Butler Xavier or DePaul Xavier basketball game on a Wednesday night than like the Houston West Virginia game.
I think I agree. It's just the
Just
Big East is so fun because it's all about basketball.
and I love the Big East because Creighton's in it, and I'm just a Big East guy.
Yeah, agreed.
That's just kind of where my head's at. I think Creighton is gonna. Oh, we need a score prediction for tonight's game too.
Mm, let me see. Let's see. Last game was 99-86. I think we get to 100 this game.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm gonna say 102 to 81 because we're still gonna give up a lot of points.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna go one. Yeah, I'm gonna match you in the hundreds. I'm gonna say 108
Damn.
to 108 to 79.
Okay.
We have pretty similar scores. I think Creighton kind of does at least dominate a little earlier in the game, and then
Let
we
me
kind
see
of
what
put
the
in
spread is.
our subs. It's
This,
35. I think 35 and a half,
yeah,
maybe.
35 and a half. Over under at 165 and a half.
So what do you think? What was your bet here? I think
I
I'd
would
probably take FDU to cover
Yeah, I
35
would
and a
take
half.
Harley Dickinson plus 35 and a half is what was my would be my ride or die.
Would you take the over under on points? I think I would take the overs.
Yes, oh for sure. Absolutely. I
For
think the
sure
over
the overs,
is free.
FDU to cover. Those are our predictions for tonight's Creighton FDU game at 4 p.m. Alex, appreciate you coming on. We will be back on in a few days to talk about a recap of this basketball game.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me. I always enjoy it.
Thank you. And everyone else, we'll see you later.